Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of PTSDX. This is episode 11, and joining me today is the Mario to my Luigi. No Toku reference this week. Been playing too much Mario Kart 8.
Hey guys, I'm Josh Reed, and that other guy was Luis Contreras. He forgot to introduce himself, but that's totally cool.
It's a me, Mario.
His name was in the lower thirds. You guys got it.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're back after, what, like a week or two?
It was a couple of weeks. We took a fairly long hiatus. It was initially unintentional, but, you know, life happens. Lots of things have been going on, and I'm moving through transitions in this period. Not a sexual transition. I don't want to start the rumor mill going, and people are being like, oh, J-Man's going to be a woman. No.
I heard he got the idea from Bravo, Kamen Rider Bravo. He's totally into that. Yeah. That's the rumor I'm starting on Twitter tonight, by the way. I'm just going to Photoshop you on top of Kamen Rider Bravo's head.
Oh, good. I mean, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. You embracing Kamen Rider Zangetsu.
Oh, man. It would be magical.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to embrace Kamen Rider Zangetsu, though?
Stupid people.
Yeah. Unless it's Michi Zangetsu, then you don't want to mess with that. But
yeah. You just want to kind of slap him a bit.
Oh, not even slap him, just punch him straight in the face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have some stuff going on, I have some stuff going on, so it's busy. Hopefully we can get back to doing this on the regular basis. So, yeah, do you want to talk about some news?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Jump right on into Toy Talk.
Yeah.
With the bumper.
Alright, first up, it's the DX Chogoken Tokyo from Ressha Sentai ToQger. 12,000 yen, webshop exclusive, and this was announced at the Tokyo Toe Show, if I'm not mistaken. And so basically they did the legacy thing with this. They took the existing mold and they just went, hey, we're going to slap some die-cast in there and call it a Chogoken. So it looks like it's got die-cast in the feet. The red Ressha's got some die-cast also on it. And those things on top of the arms look like they're going to be die-cast, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Or the knees also, and some other stuff. So, I'm glad they're making a die-cast version, kind of. It's neat. It'll be heftier. It'll feel more like a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need it in my life, though.
I mean, I've got the regular version, and that's plenty enough penis robo for me. I'm more interested in those ToQger boxer shorts in the background.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty cool.
I would wear those out in the public and be like, hey guys, look at my butt. I got Power Rangers.
So, and that's probably why they're making this a web exclusive, is there's not going to be enough demand to make it a mass release.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have waited, though, in a way. I mean, this is definitely the version to get. It's going to be heftier. Also, at the same toy show, they announced that they're going to make elbow joints for the Tokyo. We don't have pictures here, but those were announced along with some tracks with lights on them, so you can put your trains on. I'm more interested in those, actually. Did you see them?
The little light stand things?
Yeah, and they come with like the elbow joints.
Yeah.
Which make the train a little bit more posable. But I think that's going to run like 50 or 60 bucks. And, I mean, I just want the elbow joints. I couldn't care less about the little train tracks or whatever.
You see, I'm the exact opposite. I like the train tracks, and I don't care about the elbows. We should just go halvesies.
Yeah, we should just buy it and split the set. So, yeah. Also announced, kind of teased, was the Chogoken Curliner. The Dark Liner, the train robot. That has my interest more than the Tokyo O. I don't think they're going to make it transforming, though. It just doesn't seem like it would work. In the show, it just kind of magically goes from the train into being the robot. So, but it'd be cool to have something for the Tokyo to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But not going to pick this up. I mean, there really isn't an issue, I think, with weight imbalance or anything that would warrant picking up the DX Chogoken version.
Well, if you have been waiting and you're a collector and you really love, die-cast pieces like, Bandai's legacy stuff, then this one might be for you, if you haven't pulled the trigger on the regular version and you want something more collector oriented. Because I can see the the aftermarket value of this thing just skyrocketing since it's a premium shop exclusive.
It happens with the legacy stuff too. I mean, that's mass released, and after like a year or so of it not being on the shelves, the price has skyrocketed. I mean, that happened with the legacy Megazord. I didn't pick it up because I had the original, the plastic version. I was like, what do I need that for in my life?
Ooh, it's so much better than the 2010 though.
But 2010 can hold its own sword.
Well, mine holds its sword. It's just I had to jam it in there really hard.
scrape some paint off. Yeah. So I'm kind of regretting not getting it. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I want to pick up the Tokyo just so I don't have that regret in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I think that's all I have to say about this piece.
All right. So let's go look at some more exclusives.
Yeah. Now it's a U.S. exclusive.
San Diego Comic-Con 2014 exclusive SH Figuarts Armored Black Ranger.
Yeah.
This is awesome because this is something that never happened in the Super Sentai. It only happened in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It was in the episode with the oyster monster, I think, right?
The episode An Oyster Stew. It starts shooting some toxic, hurtful goo on Zack, and he's just like, "Oh no, I'm getting hurt," and then he calls for Tommy to help, and Tommy's just like, "I'm Tommy, so I can help you. Take this shield." And he was just like, "It'll give you a boost in power and help heal you." And he's just like, "Tommy, what about you?" He's like, "I'll be fine. I'm the Green Ranger."
Do you remember all the action stuff? I remember all the stuff that happened during the regular scenes. When he buys the earrings for his would-be girlfriend.
Yeah.
From that creepy guy in the park. He's like, "There's nothing odd about this here. I'm just check out all this stuff I have in my trench coat."
Yeah.
Totally legit. Did not fall off a truck whatsoever.
Got some good things on sale, stranger.
Yeah, so definitely one of the more odd episodes.
Yeah, but it was awesome. Yeah. It's so awesome that we're actually getting a Figuarts of this guy. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. Just in the bottom of my brain, I was just like, they're gonna do that for a Comic-Con exclusive or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. They have all the molds already ready to go. There's really nothing left to do but, produce this again, slap the pieces together, call it a day.
I mean, yeah, there was nothing extra they had to do. Just slap a Black Ranger head on top of the Armored Red Ranger and spray paint it.
Yeah. So, I actually like the way the gold pieces look on the Black Ranger a little bit more than red and green.
Yeah, it really pops. Plus, it's something that, is exclusive to the U.S., so it just... I feel like I need to own this. Yes, I'm already, completing the SH Figuarts Mighty Morphin Power Rangers set, so obviously this would be a no-brainer for me to pick up. But it might be difficult, seeing as how it is a Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah. Hopefully we have some leftovers that are going to be sold after Comic-Con, like last year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It happened with the metallic, Figuarts, Power Rangers stuff. The Scouters. What else did they have last year?
Well, those were the two biggest things. They also had, I think they had a Comic-Con exclusive Piccolo that may have been the year before, but that never really went on sale afterwards. It was mainly just the Scouters and the Power Rangers set that went on sale.
Were the Tamashii stands also exclusive?
Yes, that was it. The stands for Red Ranger, Green Ranger, and Armored Red Ranger.
Yeah. So this year we got Armored Black Ranger. We have, was it Vegeta, I think, is the other exclusive, right?
Yeah, the the original anime color Vegeta.
I like to call him Orange Sherbet Vegeta.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about that.
No. Alright, so this is coming up. If you're going to be, in the San Diego area, more specifically going to Comic-Con and you want to get one, pick it up. If not, maybe you'll get a chance afterwards.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about stuff that's available to the mass market.
Yeah. This makes me super happy because I'm a man who loves his Kamen Riders, And I'm also a man who loves his Kamen Riders when they have something to ride on.
Yeah. It's always a plus when it's like a, you know, a 2-pack when you get the bike and the rider.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
The thing that's kind of annoying about this is that this is, for those who don't know, this is the original Kamen Rider, but this is his revamped colors that he got later on in the series. And this is his revamped bike that he got. This is the new Cyclone. And it actually comes in 2 different color variations. One comes in a 2-pack that actually has the Ichigo figure, and the other one is just the bike itself. And you can see it's got slightly different coloration on the headlights. So if you want...
Oh, okay. I see the blue, and then there's no blue on the other one.
I think that's so you can grab one, and then your Nego can have a ride as well. So I think they're doing a pretty decent job here.
Okay. That's really cool. I thought they were going to be, you know, included. I didn't notice the differences in the headlight areas. Very cool. All right. So, you going to pick it up, right?
Duh. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to probably pick up both versions, so both Ichigo and Nego will have bikes.
Cool.
And I'll probably set them up right next to the old Cyclone Figuarts. Because right now I have every Cyclone that they've released in Figuarts form.
Nice.
Both the one from Kamen Rider the First and the one from, like, the first Cyclone from 71. So this is definitely something that I'm getting.
Very cool. Alright, so I think that's all right for this piece. You're going to buy it?
Yep.
And that's all there is to it.
That's it.
Alright.
Here's my money. Take it.
Alright, I think the next one is another exclusive.
Certainly is.
Yep, SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Femme from Kamen Rider Ryuki. Not the TV series, but the movie.
Yep.
So the Kamen Rider Ryuki movie was basically an alternate ending to the TV series. Much better. It explains a lot better, you know, the storyline.
It's so bittersweet, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It just makes more sense. Like, they actually explain why these people are fighting each other. And what's, you know, like, you know, rather than just like, oh, here's a wish that, you know, whoever wins gets. And then, like, so where did that guy get the power to grant people wishes? And that gets explained in the movie, which is why I like that version a little bit better.
And I don't want to say too much more because it's one of those movies that I really don't want to spoil because, it's so good.
It is. It is. I gotta get around to watching it in HD. I know it's been released in HD.
It's so good. Like, it's so weird watching all of the Ryuki, like, characters in, like, high definition. It's just like, ooh, hello, Blu-ray quality suits. This is weird. I'm used to watching you in Smell-O-Vision.
So anyways, back to Femme. She's an exclusive to the movie. She's there basically to serve as like not a villain, but, you know, a nemesis to Kamen Rider Oja. You know, he did some things to her and her family in the past, and she didn't want to put up with that. So she basically joins the Rider War because of that, and she's out for blood. I was never a big fan of the character. She's just kind of there in the movie.
Yeah, it was basically just them saying, hey, we need a female character. Let's make her a Kamen Rider.
Yeah. And essentially she's just a female version of Kamen Rider Knight. At least the outfit is.
I mean, it looks super cool. I'm a huge fan of the suit design.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a web exclusive, and it's 4,860 yen, so it is a bit on the pricey side. My recommendation would probably just be picking up Figma Kamen Rider Siren, which is the same suit design, and except it's done by Figma. It'll probably be slightly shorter, but it's a great Figma.
It'll be like $10 probably.
Yeah, I haven't bothered to look up prices recently, but I'm sure you could find it for less than, you know, $60, which is what it'll run you if you get it from a middleman.
Plus shipping, so yeah. So very cool, but not for me. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the character.
If one happened to fall into my lap, I'd keep it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get it.
Yeah, it'd be a different story if she came, I think, with her mirror monster.
You mean
blank
light colored Darkwing?
Yeah. What was the name of it?
I think it was Darkwing.
No, I mean, what was the name of her
monster?
It was something Blanc or something.
I don't know.
Anyways, so
White Wing, I guess.
yeah,
Light box.
we could look it up, but that takes too much work,
Yeah.
and I don't care enough about the characters, so we can move on.
Yeah, let's I don't care.
Yeah.
Something else.
All right, so that's it for that.
Look, more exclusives.
Yeah, it's like the week of exclusives, except for like Ichigo and Cyclone.
Yeah. Everyone's just going to be super angry because they're like, all of the news is going to cost me so much money. Oh.
Yeah. Alright, so SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kurokage Matsubokuri Arms, and I hope I pronounced the last part right.
You probably didn't.
Probably not, no. We'll get somebody complaining in the comments section about how we butcher, Japanese words and stuff. So, anyways, this guy starts out as a regular Kamen Rider. His driver gets mass-produced, and he becomes the villain, henchman type character. Which is a bummer, making, the fact that they made this an exclusive, because he's definitely an army builder type suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can have one, or if you have a lot of money, I guess you can buy several, but... Yeah.
This is definitely a figure that it could just be one character, and you could just get by getting just one of them. But at this point in the show, there's like 50 of these guys running around at any given moment, so you kind of want to get them in mass.
Yeah. So it would have been cool if they would have released it as a regular release.
But I can kind of see why, because I don't really care.
Yeah, yeah. But then what if you care enough to buy like 20 of them? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that then.
Yeah. I mean, there's the completionists out there that have to have everything from a certain show. Not me, though. I think I'm just going to get the main writers for this series in the Figuarts form, and I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's it for news, right? Nothing else? Yeah. Alright, so shall we talk about reviews?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
First review we're going to talk about is Kamen Rider Blade. This is another Ghost 13 review, and as such, there are lots of pretty pictures. Emphasis on lots.
Lots and lots.
And also emphasis on pretty. Ghost 13 does a great job with his photographs. So many pictures. Oh man. Look at all these accessories.
Yeah.
Legs. As you can see, this is an SIC, so it looks super imaginative compared to the suits.
Yeah. This is one where they definitely took more liberties with the design.
And that's good. I want them to take a lot of liberties with their designs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to change it, just do your own thing. Some of the suits are like very close looking to what they look like in the show. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Like Kiva was kind of similar.
Yeah.
Kiva already had that like gothic vampire design.
Shin Kamen Rider is completely screen accurate. Although I kind of understand with him because he's already pretty super imaginative.
Yeah. They just took the SH Figuarts mold and just blew it up. Make it a little bit bigger. So, pretty posable, I think, from what I remember. This is a bit of an older review. He's got the Iron Man thing going. Yep.
I mean, that's a mainstay for Ghost 13. He always has the Iron Man pose shoved in there somewhere. And all the details look really great. He said that, the diecast gives him a decent bit of heft, and that's always good.
I was a bit bummed that the Rouser doesn't have the cards actually on them.
I'm not bummed at all.
No.
Because whenever you get a figure that has like a billion different tiny little accessories, I know I'm going to lose them all. So I would much rather just have a piece for everything folded up and a piece for everything flared out.
Oh no, I don't mean like an individual card for each one, for each like slot. The fact that they're not printed onto the cards in the Rouser. They're just blanks. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, it looks great. It's got that kick pose.
That is terrifying.
It's a pretty naked figure.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is cool about this figure is that it kind of looks like an old Sochaku Henshin figure with all the ports and the lack of armor and all that stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, this does transform into his king form, so that this was back in the day of lots of 2-packs, or at least something of the sort. They would either have a base figure that could transform into 2 different Kamen Riders, or they would have 2 separate Kamen Riders together to help make up for the expensive price point that these things ran out for. Those sentences barely made sense. But this one is Blade's base form and also includes the parts to turn him into King form. Yeah. And it actually does a great job. Mm-hmm. I really like both forms.
Yeah. It's pretty cool how the design incorporates all the different, cards in the deck into it in the King form. I mean, that happens in the show, but this looks a little bit more, weathered.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. Creepy.
Michael Dekun on the site actually has the Kiwami Tamashi version of King form, and that's one of his all-time favorite figures. I haven't held or played with the the full-size SIC, but if it's anything like the Kiwami Tamashi, which I'm sure it is, that it is phenomenal. Mm-hmm.
So, again, lots more pictures.
Oh yeah.
We should just shut up and let the pictures roll.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
CollectionDX, the website, the show.
Yeah.
Watch us read through reviews quietly
and do nothing else.
Yeah. People want us to change the format a little bit, but I don't think that one's gonna fly.
But yes, I did notice this is one of the figures that has very fragile joints. So that is something that he mentioned to look out for.
I think he said this one doesn't, but I think one of the other ones that he got from the Blade series does have a joint that broke off or something. Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I remembered he does mention something about breakage.
Yeah.
He's going to be reviewing Chalice next, and he said to take a look at him. And so I'm pretty sure that's one of the figures that broke on him. This is back when SICs, looked great. They had all the articulation that they do now, but they were incredibly fragile, and if you looked at them wrong, they would explode. So that is something to look out for if you want to go and get some older SICs. There's something that you need to put in one pose and then leave it on the shelf and never touch it again. Which is bad for me because that's the one thing that I want to do with a figure is as soon as I get it, I'm just like all over the place.
See what kind of yoga poses it can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, cool review. Shall we jump on to the next one?
Yeah.
Godzilla Pack of Destruction by Bandai America. Review was done by Gazbot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so these retail for like what, $12-15 if I remember correctly?
I think it was $9.99, $8.99. Okay.
Okay, so even cheaper. So it's just a little basic Godzilla figure, but the cool thing is it comes with buildings that you can just destroy and stuff. The buildings look good enough for a $9 set.
Yeah. That's the thing to stress. This is a $9 or $10 set that comes with destructible buildings and an actual Godzilla figure.
Yeah.
And while the figure, isn't breaking any new ground in terms of articulation or sculpt or paintwork, I think it's doable.
Yeah.
It's very vinyl-y.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing you would buy for like your son or nephew or some little kid in your life.
Or myself, because...
Or yourself, yeah, if you want to, take legs off and stuff.
And here you can see Monster Arts Godzilla, which is a good 7 or 8 inches, versus the 3 or 4 inches of the Pack of Destruction guy. And that also shows you just how kind of the figure looks.
Yep, you also get a plane with the set.
The thing that I love is the building. Like, one thing that I want to do is I want to get, like, a bunch of these sets and paint the buildings.
Yeah, there's really no paint. They're just molded in that color, and that's a little bit lacking. But again, it's a $9 set, so you can't ask for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see making a cool display out of all the different buildings, just doing a custom paint job on them. Get a little, Megazord diorama or Godzilla diorama going.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing right there, but all right. Whatever floats your boat, man.
He's pooping on the building. Godzilla's got to relieve himself somewhere.
I also really like how it comes with a tiny little plane for Godzilla to chew on.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a little bit big, obviously, for like the Monster Arts Godzilla.
Yeah, but honestly, you can always kind of flub like dioramas and the size of buildings when it comes to kaiju because they're always changing size depending on movie and sometimes even scene and sometimes even shot by shot they're different sizes.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would grab a bunch of these and actually have a giant, Monster Arts size, I don't know, thing full of
display.
Awesome painted buildings, and then you could destroy them.
So, some good photography at the end. There it is on its shelf.
And I want that Jet Jaguar so hard.
Yeah.
Come on, Bandai. Monster Arts Jet Jaguar.
Or would he be Ultra Act Jet Jaguar?
I don't think he would be Ultra Act. I think they would either do Monsters or Figuarts. It'd probably be Figuarts.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how sometimes, the brands overlap and stuff. And is it Figuarts? Is it Monster Arts? It's not D-Arts anymore because that's gone.
Yeah, D-Arts is just completely gone. Which is fine with me because they're still making the D-Arts toys. It's just that they're under the Figuarts banner.
Yeah. So, really cool. Again, a little cheap set that you can just have fun with. If you lose the parts, oh well.
Yeah, this is not something that, you buy if you're looking for, complete accuracy and some collector level, piece that you put in a shelf. This is something that you're going to play with, or at least modify to make it look nice.
Alright, so let's talk about some other stuff.
Let's do it.
Alright, so I got a couple Ressha reviews. We'll go through them pretty quick. I mean, they're just trains. So, the DX Fire Ressha from Ressha Sentai ToQger. So, it's a nice little train. I mean, these things run for like 12 to 15 bucks, I think, depending on where you get them. They're pretty nice. I mean, a lot of people complain about the lack of detail. I mean, sure, the windows could be done in black and there could be panel lines and stuff, but for like a $12, $15 train, it's really not that bad.
I mean, it's actually better quality than what you get from, a Bandai of America piece, so...
Yeah. I mean, people are starting to compare Bandai of Japan to Bandai of America, but I think Bandai of Japan is still doing a little bit better. I mean, they've definitely cut back on the paint apps and on, obviously, the die cast. They haven't done that in a while, but, I mean, this is still a great little piece. Even if it was just a little train for 10 bucks, it'd be a lot of fun. It's got the little extending ladder type thing. It interacts with a Tokyo changer, and then on top of that, it also becomes part of the weaponry for the Diesel O, and so it has 2 water guns. And if you guys remember, in the show, they talk about the fact that they call it the Extinguisher Ressha, but it's actually the Fire Ressha because it can actually shoot fire out of the right side of the arm. So it's just a fun little toy, just some weapons actually. For the Diesel O, because normally it just fights using its hands and feet. And the only issue with it, though, is it becomes front heavy when you lift both of the arms up, and it just face plants. So neat little toy.
Did you put them on Tokyo?
I didn't actually, but I'm pretty sure it would do the same thing. Yeah, I just kept it to the way it's been seen in the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, both of the robots just split their legs and stand like that. I'm pretty sure the Tokyo would probably have the same issue with being able to stand up.
Hey, this might be one of the situations where that diecast might come in handy.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought about, but they'd have to make it a diecast Diesel also. Yeah.
Just put it on Tokyo and just
Yeah. So speaking of Tokyo, let's talk about his Ressha that we got recently, the DX Police Ressha. So, the concept for this is a police train, if that makes sense to you.
Hey, police trains are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, what would they even use a police train for?
To catch all the train robbers.
Yeah, I mean, let's go after that guy that owns a train that's robbing stuff. Anyways, ToQger is a silly show. This is a silly concept. Unlike the Fire Ressha, I actually found out that's an actual thing. They exist. Fire Ressha's are used, by railroad companies to obviously put out fires that are on the rails, or maybe rescue some passengers that may be trapped inside of a burning whatchamacallit thingy. I just zoned out.
Tunnel?
Yeah, tunnel. Yeah, you know those things you go through with the train, and yeah, those things. So anyways, Police Ressha, not necessarily a real thing, but it's pretty cool. It comes packed with a gun and that claw, accessory that's also like a handcuff thing. It goes pretty well though with the Tokyo. I mean, if you look at the head, it kind of looks like a police head, like it could fit on a police robot, don't you think?
I can definitely see that. The brow really looks like sirens.
It's got the visor, and then it's got the red and blue going on. You just have to ignore like all the trains on the body.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, I want them to have like if this comes to America from Bandai of America, I want to see Zord Builder of these guys, and also a Zord Builder version of I cannot remember what the Deca Ranger Robo's name in America was. It escapes me right now.
At the SPD,
I think it's just the SPD Megazord.
Something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
But I want to put those together.
Yeah, make it happen.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Come on, Bandai. I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Well, since you see in the show, I'm pretty sure. Well, then they would also have to make again the SPD Sword Builder one. So
yeah.
But I mean, who knows? They're making they're extending the Legacy line. There's rumors going around that the next one is going to be the Tiger Zord, and who knows? I know SPD is pretty popular from what I remember. I mean, I watched an episode or two, but I think the fans like that series of Power Rangers. So who knows? Maybe down the line we'll see a Zord Builder diecast Legacy, SPD Megazord.
Maybe. I'd buy it.
Yeah. Me too. I missed out on the first one, so. Alright. So, I think that's it on these pieces. I mean, they're just fun little trains. They got weapons. I mean, they're cheap. Paint apps are decent. I mean, for what you pay for. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I import them and end up paying like over $20 after I get them, to my door. But you got to realize these pieces aren't meant for us in the U.S. market. It's a Japanese market thing. And, I mean, for $12... I challenge you to go find something at Toys R Us like this.
Even the Thomas and Friends, tank engine things are like $10 or $11, I believe, and they're not even as big as this. And all they do is roll around. Yeah,
I mean, this thing rolls around. It's got weapons. It combines with the robot. You get some play value out of inserting the trains into the Tokyo changer. So, I mean,
it's really doing double duty. It's not only the Zord, but it's also the communication device as well. So
yeah. So maybe people would just come to expect a little bit too much from Bandai Japan.
It's possible.
Yeah. So I was happy with them. I mean, at like $12 a pop that I paid for them. After the discount and everything for purchasing from I think HLJ, they're decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it for the Reshas. Let's talk about one of your reviews.
Yeah.
We're going to put you on the hot seat.
We're going to talk about Shin Kamen Rider, even though we talked about it on the CollectionDX show a week or two ago.
I think it was last week.
I think it was the week before last. I don't think we had any shows last week.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah. We're doing the alternating weeks. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Summer is just like one big mash of days now to me right now.
You were kind of glitching out there for a second, but we're good.
Alright, we'll just keep going. So, anyways, let us know about the Masked Rider Shin.
Okay, so Shin Kamen Rider is one of my all-time favorite Kamen Rider movies, and we'll talk about it at a later time, but man, I have so many feelings for this movie that it's hard to comprehend them. The main thing that I want to tell you is that pretty much everyone hates Shin, and it's kind of like this big online joke of everyone saying, go away, Shin, nobody likes you. There are pictures, of different movies of him just sort of hovering in the background saying, maybe I shouldn't be here, maybe I should just turn around and leave, because, he looked completely different from all the other riders, and so they generally ostracize him. Or at least that's the joke. So I decided to explore that sort of hatred and melancholy that he must feel towards everything, and also make Game of Thrones fans angry. He does come with pretty much all the accessories that he'd need, except for one thing, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I really liked taking pictures of this guy.
I can tell.
I just sat there for hours just taking pictures, and this was also a test of my new light box. And so I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, you got a really good white balance going on.
Yeah. This is probably my favorite picture of the entire set.
Yeah.
It's funny. Shin Kamen Rider on Twitter really loved this picture so much. He asked if he was allowed to use this as his Twitter background picture, and I was just like, yeah, go ahead, Shin.
Nice.
I love you.
You're one of the few.
Yeah, I am one of the few. And then I wanted to make sure that, it had a little happy ending, so I took another equally grotesque rider and had them be buddies.
It could have been Gills, too.
Yeah, it was originally going to be Gills, but I couldn't find his box. Because I needed his, calm hands. And since I had moved, I couldn't find which box his box was in. And I ended up finding another Agito, and I'm just like, why didn't I put all the Agito figures in one box together? But
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I think we talked about, somewhere in December, we were talking about, Nazca, blue Nazca that you got.
Yeah.
Remember we were going to review it together? Well, I can't find mine. I put my Figuarts and a lot of them into a couple of different boxes, and even then I can't find them. I've looked through them, so when I find Nazca, we're doing that review. It may take a while though.
I actually am not sure where mine is, and I hope I didn't sell him. Oh yeah, that's fun.
That's a problem with having so many figures.
It's hard to keep track of. I did keep glorious track of all my Figuarts. They had their own shelf, they were all posed, and most of them were falling over on each other, but that's just because I move around a lot and I jiggle things.
Yeah.
But moving kind of destroyed all of that, so everything's tossed in boxes and I don't know where anything is anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm actually going to be moving, I think, pretty soon, so I'm going to start just packing everything together.
I'm moving soon as well.
There you go. That'll give us an excuse not to do a show for a month.
I moved 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I can't do a show this week.
Yeah, I'm too busy. All right. So anyways, great review. Really funny. Short, sweet, to the point. Bittersweet, actually, not just sweet.
Yeah.
So
it was a little sweet at the end.
Yeah.
I was contemplating on whether or not I should end it there, or if I should end the review with him, another Agito, touch him on the shoulder, and then just hugging or embracing or something like that. But I was like, too many feels, guys. Yeah. I can't do that.
Maybe photoshopping a little tear coming down his cheek.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, one thing that I want to talk about is I'm a little disappointed because it did not come with a skull and spine suit, because I believe it's either the level 2 or the level 3 soldier that he fights in the movie. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, and I believe that is an accessory that every Shin should come with. Luckily, the SIC has remedied that, and the SIC will be coming with it. So, that's another thing that I'm ordering. So, we'll definitely see some more Shin reviews from me in the future.
Should make the next one just bloody. He's got that skull going.
Just horrible. It's just like Figuarts Shin sitting there, realizing that no one loves him, and then all of a sudden, SIC Shin erupts from him and just starts tearing everyone apart.
Yeah. Just F's up, the Green Ranger, everybody that ever, made fun of him or anything.
And then, as he's killing him, he sees another Agito, and he's like, hey, buddy. And then, and then just leaves and starts killing all the other people.
There you go. We just did your review for you. You just got to shoot the pictures now. All right. So, that's it for reviews, right?
Yeah, we are done with Toy Talk.
All right. Let's jump over to Showtime. This week we're not talking about ToQger because one of us didn't watch it. Not naming names.
And it wasn't Luis.
Yeah.
We're not going to name any names, but it wasn't him that didn't watch the shows.
And it wasn't Godzilla in the background either.
No.
He's all caught up in your background.
He's so big.
Yeah.
I love him. And like he's actually surprisingly nice to cuddle with.
Yeah.
Because his spines are like rubbery.
Mm.
So it's kind of cushiony.
Yeah. He doesn't just poke you in the eye?
No, not if you're wearing eye protection.
Gotcha. So you don't want to just sleep with him?
I might.
Yeah. All right, let's just drop it there. Let's talk about Kamen Rider Gaim before it gets weird. Yeah. So episodes 33 and 34. You want to give us a recap since you watched it more recently?
Yes. Episode 33. God, I forgot what happened in 33.
All right.
It's been a couple of weeks since I watched episode 33.
Oh, okay. So you watched 33 like a couple weeks ago and then 34.
I watched it shortly after it aired.
Oh, okay.
And I watched episode 33 earlier today.
You mean 34 today?
Whatever.
Yeah. So I'm going to let this play through real quick because I got to remember what happened in 33 also.
I'll just skip past this part. Through the magic of editing, we're going to be talking about this now. Okay, so we're ready to talk about this episode now. Basically, the biggest thing that happened in this episode, I just realized I wasn't even looking at my webcam. Anyway, Ryoma Sengoku, or Warring if you're, watching overtime subs.
Yeah.
But,
Acer, actually.
See, I love both of them so equally that I almost consider them the same people, even though they're not.
Yeah. So anyways, Ryoma basically says a big ol' F you to that international meeting of those leaders or whatever. He's more interested in his own research. Doesn't really care what happens to the world.
Yeah.
And then we have Michi joining forces with the Green Overlord.
Demushu.
Turns out... Yeah.
Radu, I believe.
Yeah. I still don't know their names.
Demushu, I believe, is the red one.
Okay. And the green one turns out to be a chick later on, we find out. Which is a little weird.
Yeah.
So in that episode, basically, they're just, helping the city, deal with the aftermath. They're rescuing some people. Kaito and Mai have that little touching moment where they help each other through some, tough times. Bando-san is still cooking. He's like, hey, the world's coming to an end, but I'm going to keep cooking.
Yeah, he's just like, I can't let you, not have a job.
Yeah. Also, Kamen Rider Gaim talks to what's-her-face. I can't remember her name.
No one cares.
Yeah, anyways. She's kind of cute, though. But anyways, talks to her, why are you helping us? And she basically feels betrayed by Yggdrasil. She got left behind, so now she's on the team also. The big thing in this episode, though, is that Kamen Rider Bravo exposes that Zangetsu is not his beloved, white melon or whatever he calls him. I don't know.
Yeah. Sexy hunk of fruit or something.
Yeah. So Kamen Rider Gaim gets serious against Zangetsu. And that's pretty much all that really happens in this episode. Nothing of it really any consequence.
Because, that would make sense because, we were just introduced to his ultimate form, like, the episode or two ago, so we're trying to, settle down after that.
Yeah. But, it does show that both Michi and Gaim are now serious about killing each other. Even though Gaim doesn't know that Michi's behind Zangetsu.
Yeah.
And, so shit's gonna go down pretty soon. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, the town has basically been, quarantined off, like Raccoon City style.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the exits...
It's been mostly evacuated at this point, but there are still some people located in the city.
And also, like Raccoon City, the world is basically ready to just destroy it if needs be, so...
We see that more in the next episode.
Well, the one we're talking about now. Yeah.
Well, yeah, now this one that we have now just transitioned into talking about.
I thought that's where we were now, in the next episode.
I was still in the last episode, but hey, we're in this episode now.
Okay. So, Michi shows up also at the little hangout. He feels a little out of place. He tries to belong, but, what's-her-face? I can't remember her name again.
Yeah.
And also Baron tell him... They don't flat out, expose who he is, because they figure he still has some clout with, Team Gaim, and they might not believe them. But they basically will go up to him and be like, dude, what are you doing? We know who you are. We know what you're doing. Just drop the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, we find out that the Green Overlord is trying to, win the Forbidden Fruit by reviving the Queen using some technology thing he made up. He just kind of like, cobbled some computers together, and he's like, hey, this is my magic machine that can bring people or, overlords back to life.
Mm-hmm. And so he brings his plan to the white overlord guy.
Yeah. Who, I mean, at this point, he's basically, I want my queen. That's all he's really interested in. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really care what happens other than that.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the fruit of knowledge. He doesn't care about anything except for bringing her back to life. And I am pretty sure that it's not going to be Blonde Mai unless she has a human form. Mm. I think.
You mean a non-human form? Because she has a human form that we see.
Well, I'm talking about the lady Queen Overlord lady.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's just going to be a female kaiju monster thing. And I think it would be really funny if they awakened her and she turned out to be Greta, and then everyone falls in love with her.
We weren't supposed to talk about big baby monsters this week.
Yeah,
we were supposed to be safe from that. So, also in this episode...
No one is safe.
The Green Overlord, he basically threatens the world, and they call his bluff, and they send a whole bunch of missiles. But then the White Overlord just shows up and diffuses them all, just vaporizes them.
Yeah.
So, we see the power of the White Overlord when he gets serious, when he's not all lovesick, over his fallen queen. We also see Michi go a little... Michi. I said Michi, didn't I?
Yeah.
Michi. No, we also see Michi go a little bit nuts afterwards. He sees the power of the White Overlord, and you can tell he wants that. He's just so overjoyed with the fact that that's what he's going after, and he's convinced that that's what he's going to attain, so...
And he's officially given up on humanity. He says, humanity doesn't have a chance. I'm glad I've chosen the right side. And then he starts giggling, and he's just like... Good. Everyone's gonna die, and I'll just have my own little slice of heaven once the world ends.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying.
There's a couple parts in like these episodes where it felt like he had maybe like a point where he could turn back from. Mm-hmm. Like when he's told, you don't have a home anymore. I felt that like he kind of thought about that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, wow, really, I have nowhere to return to. But then he's like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I lost my home. Oh, well, I'll make another one. I'm going to be super powerful. Just a complete douchebag. But, I'll do what I want. So, great couple of episodes. I like the fact that Bravo plays a pretty good part in these now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're bringing Orin back.
Yeah. He's been out of it for so long that I forgot why I liked him as a character. But these two episodes, yeah.
And then he shows up, and you're just like, oh, yeah, that's why I love him.
It just gets crazy. I mean, stuff just gets funny for no reason.
Like whenever Greedon tries to use the watermelon armor thing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. But
Suika, I think.
Anyway, he doesn't know how to use the armor, so they basically just use him as a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
And Orin, at that point, like kicks him like a soccer ball into a bunch of people, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
And it's fitting because, the World Cup's happening right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as I was watching. I'm like, they're doing this because of the World Cup. They had to.
Yeah. Like, kids, don't watch that. Watch Kamen Rider. We got some goals, too.
I would much rather watch Kamen Rider than the World Cup because I don't care about soccer.
Yeah. You have that American mentality.
Apparently not, because apparently USA is doing pretty good, so other Americans are like, yay soccer or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm just saying a lot of Americans don't really care for soccer. Yeah, it's like one of those things, just popular everywhere in the world but the U.S. So, let's not talk about soccer.
Yeah, this is a soccer-free zone.
Yeah. It was also supposed to be a baby monster-free zone, but you killed that.
Yeah, ruined that. Now it's just a Godzilla stroking zone.
Yeah. Is he going to sleep? We gotta talk real quiet now.
Putting him to nappy nap.
All right. So... All right.
I'm sure Jack Specific is watching this, cringing.
Yeah.
After that last video that I made.
Yeah, he's not getting any more Godzilla toys.
Apparently, they really liked the video review that I did of this giant-sized Godzilla.
Did they comment on it, or?
No. Whenever I was talking to the guy who was in charge of the campaign, was just like, this is awesome.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. So, going back to reviews, if you guys haven't checked it out, Jmann did a video review for the giant-sized Godzilla.
Yeah,
Hit up our YouTube page.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'm not sure if it might be on the giant-sized Godzilla review that Josh B did several weeks ago. But it might not be.
Check it out and stay all the way to the end. Alright, so now that we're done, I think, with shows and toy reviews again, we somehow work that in.
Let's move on to our recommendation of the week.
Alright, and now for the recommendation portion of the show. Jmann, take it away.
This is something that I really love, and it's something that everyone needs to see. This week's recommendation, I'm sorry, Veef, we did it without you.
Ooh.
It's Shin Kamen Rider. This was done for the 20th anniversary of Kamen Rider, right after Kamen Rider Black RX went off the air. That was the last show before this giant break. And in between this, in this break period, they made like 3 different Kamen Rider movies in an attempt to sort of bring Kamen Rider back. And this was their first attempt, and they wanted it to be grittier, and they wanted it to appeal to the people who originally watched Kamen Rider as a child. They wanted to make it gritty, more mature, more adult, more violent, you know, pretty much anything they could put in to try to entice people to come in and see this movie. And instead of, you know, the Kamen Rider being a cyborg soldier that transforms into a guy in a suit, he just transforms into a giant grasshopper monster guy thing, and it's really terrifying. And also there's a shower scene.
Yeah.
So yay!
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah, of course. Have you not seen it yet?
No, I haven't. So this is all you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just along for the ride.
Oh, okay. So, this came out in 1992. They were banking on this movie completely revitalizing the franchise. We
all know how that turned out.
You see, because you can tell the name of this movie is called Shin Kamen Rider Prologue. They were going to at least make several of these movies, and each one of them, you know, was going to have a different, you know, Shin Kamen Rider, the sequel, or whatever they wanted to name it. This movie tanked. Everyone who saw it was just like, what is this garbage that I just saw? So, everyone pretty much, it was critically panned. No one liked it. It has one of the most disturbing transformation scenes of any Kamen Rider ever. As you can see right here, it's going to start being a few slides of his transformation. And, you know, while most Kamen Riders are generally like, I'm a person, and then flash of light, then all of a sudden, bam, they're, you know, transformed, or they jump off screen, and then when they come back, they're transformed, something like that. His form just sort of erupts out of him, and so, like, he splits apart, and then bug parts come out of him, and it's really... They did a great job on the special effects. The prosthetics look fantastic, but it's so grotesque, you're just like, ugh! Like, that's the face that most people had as they were watching this movie. What is this?
I can imagine most people are used to, you know, the henshin, and then magically, you know, here's this good-looking, you know, suit, and not necessarily this... It's almost like a Wolfman transformation, you know?
It's
like a werewolf.
That's exactly what it is. Like, one of the whole points of the movie is, without giving too much of the story away, a monster has been killing innocent people, and Shin believes it's him, but and you know what? There's no way I can say that without going into spoiler territory, so I'm just not going to say that. But there's some killing that happens. A lot of it's very grotesque. There are really only a couple of action scenes in the film. The scene right after you see him transform, and then a scene at the very end of the movie, you know, whenever he's fighting the bad guys, and that's really the only fighting you get to see in the movie, which is very disappointing for a Kamen Rider movie. But they did fix that. After Shin Kamen Rider did so horribly, they were like, okay, let's take this back to the roots, and let's have a guy who runs around on a motorcycle, turns into, you know, a man in a suit, and then gets a fancier motorcycle when he transforms. And so that's when they came out with Kamen Rider Zeddo, and that is another one of my all-time favorite movies. This is one of my favorite Kamen Rider movies because of how terrible it is. Zeddo is one of my favorites because of how good it is.
So is this so bad it's enjoyable? Is that what this is?
Yes, you need to have friends over when you watch it, and you should probably be drunk. That is probably how you would enjoy this movie if you're not just a glutton for punishment like I am.
So I was going to ask, is this bloodier than Hokkaido?
It's debatable because a lot of the bloody violence is towards other monsters. Like this scene is where he pulls off a monster's head with a spine still attached. It's actually a really cool scene. It's one of the best scenes in the entire movie. And then later on, after he pulls the spine out, you see it dripping with the monster's blood, which is really, really awesome looking. That's what I was talking about. You know, Shin needs to come with that head and the spine. And luckily the SIC does come with the head and the spine of, I believe it's the level 2 cyborg that he fights at that point. And one thing that I love about the suit actor is that whenever he is Shin, he sort of has his arms just like down and to the side, like he doesn't know what he's doing. And so one thing that they did for at least All Riders versus Die Shocker is whenever they had Kamen Rider Shin, they got the original suit actor who did it for this movie. And so he plays it exactly the same way, so that's why you get those funny gifs and images of all the riders like in their poses, and then Shin is just like, what
do I do?
Off in the background, because that's the way Shin sort of acts. So I highly recommend that you watch this movie, but be warned, the movie is terrible.
Okay. I'm going to have to wait till like a weekend when I'm just going to get plastered, then I'll watch it.
Yeah. I'm probably going to, if I ever decide to host a CDX night at my place, this is what we're going to watch.
So you're going to have a lot of liquor though, right?
It'll probably be like BYOB.
Oh, okay. All right. As long as there's alcohol involved. All right. So, got anything else on this?
No. Watch it. It's terrible, but also awesome.
Cool.
There's boobies. In the aforementioned shower scene that we're about to see an image of. And I had to bounce around that carefully because I was just like, don't want to get flagged on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, that's about all we can show you of that scene.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Shall we call it a day?
You know what? Let's call it a day.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Luis, otherwise known as SentaiSeiya on CollectionDX. You can follow me on Twitter, also at SentaiSeiya. Jmann, what about you?
Josh Reed, Jmann on the site, Jmann DX on the Twitters, always with 2 N's because I'm just awesome that way. Thank you guys for watching the show. We should also mention the giveaway. The winners of that will be announced episode 12, which will hopefully be next week.
Yeah. So if you haven't done so, just follow us on Twitter. Find that message we posted. It's a picture I did for the review of Black Condor. Retweet that. And we're going to pick a winner. We'll probably, private message them next week before we do the show. Obviously, we want to make sure that the person that wins wants it. I mean, there's probably people that follow us just to follow us, which is cool. But we'll announce the winner also on next week's show.
Yes, we will.
Or the next show, which is hopefully next week.
Hopefully.
All right. Anything else?
No, I believe that is it for the show, guys.
Yeah. Watch the CDX show.
Yeah. This is, I should also probably mention, this is like a test. We're seeing how it goes, us recording this show and then immediately recording the CollectionDX show. Because if you guys are unaware, I am the one who twiddles the knobs for that show now. I have moved up in the world. I am no longer just a trusted reviewer. I am now producer. So I am a disembodied voice who hits buttons as other people talk about stuff.
Yeah. Very cool.
So make sure to watch that. That'll probably go out the day before this episode airs. So,
So
Go
go
watch
back in
that.
time. Yeah, go back in time and watch that.
Go back in time, watch that, come back in time, watch this again, then go back in time again and do all the retweeting stuff.
Hmm.
So you'll have more chances to win the Jmann SH Figuarts.
So, I mean, it's a great show. You guys obviously, or Josh talks on that show about different things. They talk Toku once in a while, but they have a slant more towards the robots and, you know, the vintage stuff. So if you like what we do here, check out Josh and the other Josh and whoever the guest of honor is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.